Alright guys, Zillikami just got exposed for some even crazier P-word allegations. But what really makes this crazy is he actually faked his innocence just some days earlier, which I will explain as well. And you want to know the craziest part? An up-and-coming female underground rapper that many of you guys know as Molly Santana is smack dab in the center of it. And she was involved when she was, wait for it, 14 years old, allegedly. So anyways, I'm gonna explain these allegations, how he seems to have faked his innocence, the reaction to this, and just the overall consensus to the situation. So anyways, let's get into it. And I'm gonna start with the Molly Santana stuff. That'll be like the part one, and I'll move on and faking his innocence, etc. Anyways, like yesterday, some hours ago, the new Zillikami allegations dropped by a user on Reddit, and he made an entire Google Doc documenting proof. So let's get into it. All right, and by the way, shout out to this dude. He didn't want me to give him credit because apparently Zillikami's family was trying to come after him, but I guess he just made it his life mission to cancel this. The amount of detail both of these docs has is insane. Anyways, let's get into it. A girl made a post on her private account talking about how Zillikami slept with a 14-year-old. Whoa, I have to censor some of that. So I DM'd her about it and asked if she had screenshots. This is what she sent me. Yeah, I do, but I'd rather keep it in my small circle, which is why my account is private, because I don't like everyone seeing what I post. I'll show you this though. Just let you know this was all back in 2020, and at the time, I screenshotted this all and sent it to my Gmail, so the quality isn't good, but it was back on my first account back then. Jesus Christ. Of course, we haven't seen the photo she sent. What's the photo? That's a picture of Zillikami and a girl. This. Mia posted this on her private. That's Zilla. She's 14. I'm done. Okay, that's really crazy, but as I said, it gets crazier. By the way, I'm just gonna spoil it for you a little bit. Mia, that's Molly Santana's old stage name. So this is Molly Santana. Of course, I'll get more into how they've proven this is Molly Santana, but let's keep going. The picture she sent me were DMs between Kill Sadist and Zillikami. Anyways, here's the screenshot. I'm not friends with Kill Sadist anymore. Ever since that first account I had got deleted, but he also knows about this all and I have more screenshots of it, but I don't know if I want to show you since you're talking about getting it out there. I'd like to get it out there, but I mean, people think he's innocent right now. It's best to get the truth out there. I won't say I got it from you or anything. I'll blur your user /PFP if you want. People are always going to think he is no matter what proof along. I don't know if they're always going to think he's innocent after this. Who done the same? So in my opinion, it's pointless and people probably won't believe it because the quality of my screenshots and would say, oh, it's edited. When I know it's not because it's from my old account. And another screenshot of my old friend Kill Sadist and Zilla talking. He sent me back then and I saved the convo they had. Christ, here are the screenshots. Your career way too important for that shit to happen, especially the fact that the police raid me every few weeks. If they found an underage girl, they'd love to charge me. Exactly, man. Shit would not go down on the internet if people found out. Wow, the irony. I'd be a hypocrite, gang, LMAO, after crucifying a bunch of PDF files. If you don't know, actually, let me just keep going. Yep, after the 6ix9ine stuff, that would not be good. Spider-Man meme. Bro, for real. Okay, yo, this is crazy. This is sick. Like, what was he thinking DMing this stuff? You know what I mean? Also, the self-awareness is just really crazy. It's like, he just knew. You know what I mean? And if you don't know, basically 6ix9ine, he has this case. There was the underage, and Zillikami and Sosmula, who actually apparently like wrote some of 6ix9ine's early stuff. I know, some crazy lore. A lot of people don't know that anymore. They fell out with him because, you know, he was a weirdo. Turns out they were also weirdos, or at least one of them was. Anyways, he then inquires more. When I asked her how this never came out, she told me this. How did this never come out before? Jesus Christ. Well, me and Kill Sadist, along with one of my other mutuals since day one and this girl he slept with, are the only ones who know, and we never posted about it. Plus, I was like 19 and then a hardcore fan, and when I noticed he followed me back after I told Zilla about it and showed it to him, I didn't say anything to anyone. Basically, Zilla following me and Kill Sadist was a big thing to us, so if you think about it, being kind of young and having one of your favorite singers follow you despite whatever is a big thing. You kept mentioning Kill Sadist and all the screenshots originally came Kill Sadist, so I reached out to him. This is what he said. This was so long ago, but this is what I remember. I don't know the girl personally, but one of my friends knew her. Mia was lying about her age to people, saying she was older, but she was only 14. Mia was seeing Zilla at the time. When he found out he didn't cut off contact with her. I don't know Zilla personally either. Okay, number one, Mia is Molly Santana. Number one, first of all, I'm not saying she's not a victim because, yo, 14, that's crazy. You know, a lot of these rappers are getting, you know, Kai Cenat's videographer just got canceled for being with a 17-year-old. Like 14? Yo, 14, that's like a middle school. That's like 8th grade. You know, there's some 7th graders that are 14. How do you even, that's crazy. Anyways, but here's the thing, and we've already went over why Zillikami's, you know, a sick individual, but, you know, lying about your age and, you know, saying you're older and this and that, that's honestly pretty weird as well. It's definitely up there. It's actually really weird. And I'll talk about how this will probably affect Molly Santana in her career later on. But I mean, long story short, lying about your age to mess with older men when you're underage, yeah, not a good look. Really bad look. Anyways, let's go on. when did this all happen? Like what year if you remember? 2019. Ah, okay, because I was talking to this girl that used to be friends with you. She's one of the ones that sent me the screenshots, etc. And she said this all happened around 2020. So this was in 2019/2020. Pretty sure it's 2019. That's when I had that PF. They then talk about the messages and he didn't know she was 14 because she allegedly lied her age to go to shows and stuff. And he lived in Australia, so he didn't really know her. He said he kind of deleted them and he couldn't really find them, blah, 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 but he confirmed them. He then said that he didn't want to get involved any further because my friend who told me didn't want to get in trouble with Niromia, Molly Santana, and her friend group for telling people she lies about her age. I would tell you to message my friend because she knows more than me, but I honestly doubt she will. She's off socials and probably doesn't want to get involved. Anyways, he then writes a little piece of text. Zillikami met up with a girl named Niromia in 2019 when she was 14 and slept with her. I searched up the name on Google and realized that Niromia was Molly Santana's old username. Zillikami slept with Molly Santana when she was 14. Molly Santana is 19 now, meaning she was in fact 14 in 2019. She lied about her age to him, but according to Kill Sadist, he kept seeing her afterwards. Posted Molly Santana in 2019 along with a pic of her in bed with the same person. Another comment that someone said that also really confirmed this is, based off her Instagram pics, she only had that same piercing below her lip only in 2019 too. Sorry, that wording was a little weird, but yeah, the pictures, you can also see here that he never blocked her. Go through her old posts, you can still see him in her likes. He was told she was underage, and yet he didn't cut contact with her / block her. Yeah, super not gonna lie. 14? He then shows more pics of him liking her posts, etc. It was also kind of like a meme of how much this guy would like girls' posts on the internet. It was crazy. Anyways, let's get into some of the action. Someone said Molly Santana has been 19 for the last 7 years. Yeah, how old is this girl? Like what? By the way, and I will talk about this later, Molly Santana was also seen quote unquote chilling with Can back in 20 in his bed. So here's some more reactions. Mans is cooked for life. Bro was casually talking about how he's a hypocrite for liking underage girls. Spider-Man me. I can't, bro, get this guy out of here. Don't worry, he will start a live and flash some legal papers and everything will be good. By the way, you could really go to jail for something like that. What? It's crazy. Godzilla with underage. To whoever booked a cover up for their tattoo, keep that appointment. So basically someone had a Zillikami tattoo, like damn, we gotta book, or I gotta book like an appointment to cover this up. Then these so-called innocence papers came out, just like, oh, it's good, and it's like, damn, hopefully you kept that appointment. And yeah, the Spider-Man part looks bad. That's probably the worst part about this. Other people were also speaking about Molly Santana. Damn, what the hell was she doing? Where were her parents at? For real, I'm not gonna lie, that's crazy. A lot of people were also confused because they thought he was just cleared up of the allegations. And they're saying, you know, they did a full sweep of his digital footprint, right? Well, not exactly. He kind of lied about those too. All right, so anyways, let's get into it, okay? Because if you didn't know, basically Zillikami went on a story, posted a bunch of pictures like, hey guys, I don't want you to send any hate towards the victims or not victims to these people. I can defend myself. I went to the court, you know, I got my name cleared, and he went on live and was like, no, I couldn't speak on this. Like, this is very serious, which is very serious. So I got myself professionally investigated voluntarily, and he flashed some pictures. But right here, we will be debunking that, and I'm just gonna read off this separate Google Doc that was actually sent to me by the guy that made the Reddit. Yeah, anyways. So, and I'm gonna be playing the clips through, all right? So I'll say something, play the clip, so on, or play the clip, say something, you know. So Zillikami went live a few days ago to show the court documents and prove he was innocent of all the allegations against him. However, that's far from the truth. So he starts the live by saying he was investigated, but not for what?
I got investigated so I couldn't say anything for super long. So now that I can say something after this investigation from court.
He said his lawyer went through his entire phone because his lawyer wanted to make sure he was innocent because he wouldn't represent someone that was guilty.
So before I could even go to the courts and everything, before my lawyer even would take it, he basically investigated me and was like, we have to see if you're innocent because we're not taking this if you're not innocent. And he did all that shit.
That statement alone is BS. Total BS. A lawyer doesn't care if you're guilty or innocent. Even if you're guilty, a lawyer's job is to get your charges dropped or get a lower sentence. So when he says his entire phone got checked by the court, that's also BS.
They went through basically everything that I have. And I'm still right here. And I got an order of protection. And they found no wrongdoing or anything.
They did not go through his phone, but they did go through his phone, but they weren't looking for messages between him and the girl that was 15. They were looking for messages between him and his ex, Deki. And if you look at part 1, the first evisceration of, sounds weird to say, but anyways, the part 1 of the series, or not, I don't know about the series, but the first video, Deki was his ex who came out with all this information and started this snowball of info, and she turned out to have lied and fake screenshots and done stuff. So she very well could have just known this disgusting past of his and just been like, you know what, you me over, or I don't like you, whatever, let me just ruin your life. And that's what she did. So anyways, because this whole case he was talking about on live was about Deki the entire time, it's a domestic violence case, by the way, involving her, so there would be no reason for them to specifically look for the messages between him and the 15-year-old, which is another girl from Japan, I believe, in 2020. Plus, this would also be more likely than to lead to subpoena orders to any messaging apps they used, and his deleted messages would be revealed. This is all hypothetical. However, because he isn't filing a defamation of character suit in regards to allegations of A-wording, P-word stuff, he's only filing for allegations of domestic violence against his partner, Deki, or ex-partner. He said that he got an order of protection and that the court found no wrongdoing. But that's not how court or order of protections work.
I got an order of protection. And they found no wrongdoing or anything.
So, the purpose of an order of protection is to maintain peace and provide protection until all the facts have been gathered and the case is heard in court. Another thing is that the order of protection he got came from a family court. He showed it on the story, and the judge that signed off on it, Judge Robert A. Markov, is a judge from a family court and not a criminal court. Once again, proving that this is only about domestic violence against Deki. This has nothing to do with the 15-year-old he allegedly was involved with. There's a little screenshot. And apparently, the fact that he said he was cleared of everything is just the fact that he said he was cleared of everything is insanely misleading, since he wasn't even talking about Sleazy's kids, the girl that was 15, or taking the girl Sleazy's kids, the girl that was 15, court. Nor did he ever address the situation with her on his live stream. By the way, he was talking about this in like group chats, and he was only talking about his ex too, and everyone was like, yo, what about this girl? And he just kept ignoring it, so common theme. He then once again shows the order of protection on his live multiple times, even though his ex's address was on the court document, purposely doxing her, which isn't legal for him to do, especially on live with thousands of people, so kind of messed up that part.
It's been fake news, and I have everything from court of this whole like plotting, scheming, trying to get money out of me.
I blurred it out though. Anyways, when he was showing this, he was reading the charges as if his ex was being charged with all of these things, but she wasn't, because this is still an ongoing case, and that's what he accused her of doing to get the order of protection against her.
But disorderly conduct, harassment, aggravated harassment in the first and second degree, identity theft, menacing, criminal mischief, and stalking.
After this, he goes on to talk about the age of said person. This entire live, he didn't mention anyone by name, and he did this on purpose to throw people off. He goes on to say that the girl was born on March 15, 1995, and is 29 years old.
The age of said person, March 5th, 1995. I have full background of everything that happened from text messages. You can't really doctor text messages in court. It's not really how it works.
People took this as him talking about Sleazy's kids, the girl that was 15, when in reality, he was talking about his ex-girlfriend, Deki. He then continues to bring up her age, saying, turns out she's 29.
Turns out she's 29. I have papers of her basically doing everything bad. Like anything bad that you could possibly name. Like, it's just blackmail spree and like everything. I met her at Utah Festival.
So he's being very manipulative here, basically, lying, or not lying. He's just completely misleading people, saying, hey, it's 29 years old. And I'm not gonna lie, this totally worked, because on my original video, people are commenting, how are you just gonna slander his name so fast and not post the part 2? Talk about how he's innocent. Talk about he's innocent. Good thing I waited a couple days, because man. Anyways, once again, to throw people off, he dated Deki for a year. He already knew her age. He was only saying this to make people think he was talking about the 15-year-old. Because of this, people went to TikTok and Instagram and started saying that the 15-year-old was actually 29, and that isn't true at all. Because of this, Sleazy Skiz decided to speak on her story the next day, since people kept getting her confused with Decky, and she literally posted her passport saying, "Just clearing the confusion, I have no association with the legal action taking place between the two individuals involved. I don't want to involve myself any more than I have to. Last time I'll ever say this, I only spoke up in the first place to detach myself from the false information and to validate what was being said about me. If I stayed silent, I would have still been questioned whether or not the story was true, and I chose to be honest." And then she basically says, "Yo, respect me, respectfully, stop annoying me." Probably pissed off. Anyways, after talking about the age about Decky on his live, he went on to say that she's been arrested 8 times before for doing the same thing, but he yet didn't show any proof of that.
I have documents of her last arrests, which she had 8, basically doing the same shit.
This is common throughout his live. He says there's proof of something, then doesn't show it at all. He then went on to say that Decky was saying racial slurs against him. Like, that's not really relevant to the offense. No offense.
I have text messages of her saying chink and nigger.
And during all this, people in his comments were like, "Yo, talk about sleazy. Is this about Decky or sleazy?" But he ignored those comments. When he's going through the paperwork he has in his hands, he says, "I can't even show these because they have addresses on them."
Much paperwork, actually. I can't show y'all this because it has addresses on it. Can't show y'all this. Let me see what I can show you guys.
Which is funny considering he showed his ex's address on the same live multiple times just minutes before this. He also said his ex blackmailed him and said if he doesn't give her money, then she's gonna make him look like a P-word. Once again, he says he has all the proof of this, yet never shows it.
I could tell you a whole story. I dated someone for a year, and they would ask me for money and all this stuff. Money, help with their brand, all this stupid shit, which I didn't know she did to her last boyfriends, all that shit.
He then gets his printed papers of messages to show them, yet he only shows these messages.
But I have they printed out all the messages of blackmail, harassment.
All you've ever done is sneaky BS to hurt me. You think because nobody knows you in chat or whatever, airhead, I couldn't read this part, you get to open your mouth too, but you're gonna have to pay for it all in one way. This is his ex-girlfriend asking for his stuff back. So none of these printed messages he showed proves that he was blackmailed. Kind of like she was pissed off at him. He then goes on to say that he'll get everything posted, but he'll have someone else post it because he doesn't want it on his main page. He doesn't want to give it that much energy, which makes no sense considering he's on live talking about all of it on his main account. But I guess, you know, live is like your core fans, whatever. Cool.
And if there's any more info that you need, I have everything. I'll literally get it posted. I'll ask somebody to post it. I don't want to really post it on my main shit because I don't want to give it that much energy.
He claims to have papers of his ex doing something very bad, blackmailing him, but not once did he show any of these papers in live.
I have papers of her basically doing everything bad. Like anything bad that you could possibly name. Like, it's just blackmail spree and like everything. I met her at Utah Festival.
Of course, this could be for legal reasons, you know. But anyways, even if he's innocent in this situation, looks like you got 2 weird, you know, Zillikami's got a weird case. Why is he still around? He then starts to ramble about how he doesn't see why people would think he's a bad person when he stayed up talking to fans, telling them not to do bad things to themselves. What does that have to do with anything? But, you know, shout out to you if that's what you did.
And I don't know why you would think that I would do that when some of y'all, I stayed up certain nights when y'all would hit me up and be like, I'm about to kill myself. And I would stay up and talk to y'all all the fucking time and go out my way to be like, yo, I'm like a fucking, bro, it's like a diary. Like, you
throughout his entire life, he's only talked about domestic violence against his ex. There's no mention of sleazy skids. He never said, no guys, I didn't with a 15-year-old, none of that. He also talks about people saying he wasn't going to go the legal route and then says, yeah, I just went the legal route, low bro.
For all the people who were commenting like, oh, fucking, he can't go the legal route. I seen people like, you're not gonna go the legal route. I just fucking went the legal route, bro. So,
when in reality, he still hasn't gone the legal route, with the most important girl in all of this, which is Sleazy Skids, the girl that was 15. Once again, he says he doesn't want the paperwork out there, but he'll have someone else post it.
So let me go through some of these documents. I don't really want the paperwork too much out there. I'll post it later.
Yeah, he still doesn't have someone else post it. All he's done is drop a song on SoundCloud after not dropping a solo song in years. And talking about dropping every Thursday all of a sudden, I'm pretty sure this is to get people to forget about everything. He then goes on to say that he's crucifying anyone else that does anything crazy to him. Yet once again, he never took the girl that was 15 to court. Why would he? Seems like he's guilty.
Peace out. And I'm crucifying anyone else who does anything crazy to me. Like, you're getting crucified.
Near the end of the live, he says he has group chat messages between every girl that spoke out against him to corroborate stories, pretty much saying that they all knew each other beforehand and this was all planned to take him down. Now, this would clear him of everything. That would be the most important piece of proof, but yet, once again, he has no proof. This is probably false.
Also, I have messages between every girl talking to each other and basically like trying to corroborate stories.
After this live, his ex spoke out on her story, but didn't name Zillikami because obviously she legally can't. Nice cover up, but none of this is true. Being forced into silence has nothing to do with things happening. I'm smarter than to parade something that I haven't had yet, blah, blah, blah. No other persons involved pursuing legally are included in this and have free will to speak on their cases. There's no defamation lawsuit and the underage girls have not been given anything in regards. My attorney and private investigators advised me since the beginning to allow this to be pursued and the final verdict before speaking or showing any documentation on a separate matter. The criminal litigation has nothing to do with this matter and still under investigation. So basically she's saying, yo, he's misleading you guys. This is not finished. This is barely started. A lot of these none of these underage girls are involved, etc. So anyways, to sum everything up, Zillikami went live for 30 minutes to talk about domestic violence case he has with his ex. He didn't say anything about seizing kids, the girl was 15. Papers he showed do not cover all the allegations against him. They only cover the domestic violence case he has with Deki. He also didn't mention the 17-year-old he was texting while she was in class talking about getting her. I don't even want to say it, but he was just texting an underage girl. So, but apparently like the age of consent in state was cool, but that was just like a weird situation, obviously. And yeah, you've seen those clips, heard the commentary, pretty weird. But anyways, Molly Santana and Zillikami both responded. So Molly Santana tweeted fake news, and as you can see, the post has been deleted. Zillikami then took to his story and also reposted Molly's tweet saying fake news. And I guess both of it just don't want it to come out or are just denying it because it makes them both look bad. Obviously, it makes Zillikami look way worse. And Zillikami would later also delete his story. And this, by the way, later you'll see that Zillikami's dad was saying, yo, Molly was cool, like she's gonna make a response and this and that. And she probably deleted her tweet because she got ratioed by a picture of her and Zilla. So yeah, not a good look, but it is what it is. So number one, this guy's cooked. He's so cooked. There's actually like screenshots of his dad crashing out in like the subreddit. Newsflash, he's not dropped from the label. He has a great publicist, lawyers on retainer, and venues are booking shows like crazy, blah, blah, blah. So I'll ask you Reddit weirdos. And apparently this is his dad. Like his dad has been banned before and they kind of know what he types like. So he kind of got exposed for it too. They made a whole post. Just looks bad. Really, really bad. He has a post where he says like Molly will in a few hours like respond. Apparently she's mad cool. They're also apparently like taking shots like, bro, you're not, I mean, maybe you are because the way you're typing, but yeah, not good. So what does this have to do with Molly Santana? Number one, she was caught lying about her age, messing with grown men. She was 14 years old. Now, I don't want to just throw out the word groupie like that, but this is like some crazy groupie shit. She was also caught in bed with Can when she was 15. So, you know, Can may not have done something, but, you know, friends with, you know, I don't know if it was Slay World or it was in LA. So maybe, I don't know, just someone that he was friends with or something. But you really think some underground rappers are just going to invite a 14-year-old girl to like hang out and chill? Nah, they're probably doing something else. And she's already been shown that, you know, she was doing something else with Zillikami. She also lied about her age. She has also been lying about her age to do other things. And like that screenshot said earlier, her friend group was pending her. I guess they thought it was like cool. She was hanging out with a rap. I don't know what it was, but really, really, really weird behavior on her part. Now, right now, Molly Santana actually has a lot of buzz and hype. I'm not gonna lie, this is definitely gonna hurt her at a lot. So I want to bring something up with you guys, all right? So do you guys know who Maya Buckets is? Well, a lot of you guys might not. And the reason for that is the law. You want to know why? A tape leaked of her doing something sexually explicit to another man, right? And that kind of destroyed her career. And it didn't really destroy her career like she just fell off all of a sudden. What it did was nobody took her seriously because now she was just a piece of meat. You know what I mean? I think she literally has an Odd Future website now. Not even joking. But at one point she actually had some buzz. Her music was never that crazy, but similar to Molly Santana, wasn't that crazy. But she had some buzz. Then that came out and was like, oh, you know, you're screwed. And the reason why it ruined her career is because the moment she was seen as like this sexual type of object or whatever you want to call it, or her career tanked because all the respect was gone. No one ever thought of her as a musician. No one really thought to check out her music. She was just a meme. So I feel like, you know, after the Can stuff, which is already bad, but you know, she got exonerated. Allegedly they were all cool and nothing happened. This is kind of undeniable. You know, the proof is in the pudding. And there's a lot worse details and there's a lot more details. So it's just gonna make fans see Molly Santana with a different light more than they already do. If you go in her comment sections, it's all simps, you know. And if you remember with My Buckets, it did just happen all of a sudden. It just, and you know, Molly Santana didn't have a tape leak. That's kind of crazy, but she definitely gonna have trouble being taken seriously because as an artist, if you're like 14, you're lying about your age to sleep with underground rappers, or I don't know if Zillikami was like that really underground back then, but you know, kinda, not really, you know, just doing this weird behavior, definitely gonna affect your reputation. I also don't know how she's gonna get away with this because she's being pushed like crazy, like so crazy. The paid promo is insane. There was like every week you will see something about her in all the pages. I think the most recent one was about like her working at Little Caesars. I don't know. It's gonna be very interesting to see how this plays out. I think it will really hurt her, not gonna lie. She hasn't issued a statement either. She did on the Can situation pretty fast. This time she didn't. That could be quite telling, you know. But yeah, 14 and 21. Guys, 21 and 4. Dude, that's insane. That is a middle schooler with someone that could be like a junior in college that could be working. You know how crazy that is? That's like some actual, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Zillikami is cooked. Molly Santana, she's probably also cooked, to be honest. I was trying to be a little kind, but yeah. And by the way, she was definitely taken advantage of because, you know, she can't consent to anything. But lying about your age, that's messed up too. And I know you can't blame people fully because of their age, but come on, you know, lying, it's not good either way. It's really bad. And I don't think a bunch of people on the internet are gonna have much mercy for her. And it's up to you whether you think so-and-so will happen, but I definitely think it's gonna hurt her perception quite a bit. Anyways, thanks for watching. By the way, I gave this little analysis on Molly Santana because there's a lot more nuance to it. Stuff about Zillikami is pretty straightforward. Like, yo, dude is total weirdo, creep. Like, he really could go to jail over this stuff. And he has a pretty big career, so yeah, tough for him. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.